ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਟੈਮੀ ਲਿਨ ਮੈਕਨੇਬ ਨਾਲ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਨੇ। ਇੱਕ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਇੱਕ ਹੋਸਟ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਪਾਵਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਫੇਥ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਵੇ, ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਐਸੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼, ਇਕਨੋਮਿਕ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼, ਡੋਮੈਸਟਿਕ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਸਿਹਤ ਸੰਬੰਧੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਆਓ ਇਸੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਕੁਝ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਟੈਮੀ ਲਿਨ ਮੈਕਨੇਬ ਤੋਂ। Welcome to the program.
Thank you, as always.
Thank you. Today I would like to talk to you about women.
Yes.
You know,
I can talk about that.
absolutely. You are the right person to
Yes.
talk to. You do a television program also. You talk about health.
Yep.
We talk about how to empower women. In our society today, when we find our youngsters, there's a lot of things which are happening. They are not focused. They are not understanding the purpose of life. And faith is one foundation which can lead you, which can give you some grounding.
Sure.
But today, in this fast-paced life, that also is missing in many families, many people. When you interact with people, what are you finding, especially among the youngsters? There's a race to reach to the top, in whatever field it is. And your health is getting neglected, your spirituality is getting neglected, your faith is on the side, and your only focus is that material success, what we are finding. Do you also see this kind of thinking happening in the community, or it's something
I'm
different?
guilty of it, for sure. I mean, I work a lot, and I put a lot of time in with my work, and but I really try to make sure that I balance what I do. And so for me, I work 9 to 3. I don't work weekends. I'm a hockey mom. My parents were very hands-on. Though they worked a lot, my dad worked during the days, my mom worked night shifts, and I didn't see one or I saw the other. But they were very involved, and they were aware of what I was up to. I think that nowadays we're so busy,
Right.
We lose track of our kids. I know that for me personally, I lose track of my kids when it comes to the internet, when it comes to their cell phones. And in my house, we recently we've taken away everything. No more Twitter, no more Instagram, it's because I can't control it.
Right.
I can't protect my children from what they are seeing and what they are doing.
Right.
Maybe I can't protect them from themselves.
Right.
I think that our challenges as a parent nowadays it's extreme.
Right.
And they're getting messages that we have no control over either.
Right.
That scares me. I'm not an overly possessive or bearing mom, but I'm afraid with what my children are seeing.
Right. You know, you are proud of your faith, and one should be proud of one's faith, whatever faith you believe in. How did your grounding start? Basically, when we say you are grounded to your faith,
Yes.
so was it from the parents it continued, or was it the environment? How did this happen?
You know, I grew up in BC housing,
Okay.
very poor. My mom had me when she was 17. My dad was 21. Very young parents. My father's always had a belief in God, though he wasn't a practicing Christian.
Right.
He was young, he was having fun, my mom was having fun. I had a neighbor next door who is the co-chair of my charity foundation, Jackie, who I went to church with when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
And I found, it's funny, and I believe children can find their own faith if given the opportunity. And I went to church on my own, and it wasn't until I was 16 that my mom and dad started going to church with me.
Okay.
So don't underestimate the power of a child bringing other people in their lives to God.
Right.
For me personally, I find that my faith reminds me what's right and what's wrong,
Right.
what's black and what's white. We can easily go left or go right, and I think that when children have a foundation of faith, whichever faith that is,
Right.
it helps them through their daily lives.
And especially women play a very important role at home. You know, as a mother, you know, you can make or break the child. This is what is
Sure.
said.
Sure.
So when it comes to faith, when women today you talk to them,
Yes.
probably when it comes to faith, one is not proud in talking about faith, whereas one can talk about anything else except
Sure.
faith.
Yeah,
You know.
we're
So-
nervous talking about it.
So, what would be your, I would say, your experience, from your experience, what would be your message to women as such, you know, and especially mothers?
Yeah.
Why is it important for them to bring about the issue of faith in their homes, and how they can become messengers of hope for the children?
Yes, I think that we have to lead by example.
Right.
And that's a hard thing to do. I mean, with me stepping into the arena of religion and faith, I was nervous that all of my actions would be judged. At the end of the day, I'm only responsible for myself
Right.
and my family, and I'm accountable to God.
Okay.
And if we worry about being judged by others on a regular basis,
Right.
I think it won't help us in our faith and our journeys in faith. So in my home, I'm an example for my children. When I cuss or I get mad or maybe I said something that I shouldn't say, I remind myself that my children will mimic the things that I do.
Right.
So we're, as women, we are leaders. Of course, my husband is the head of my family.
Right.
But I'm an integral part of his success, and he's an integral part of my success. So I think we have to lead by example. Speaking about religion nowadays, it's almost taboo.
Right.
And I remind others. I don't outwardly talk about religion with people unless they want to engage with me. But I remind people that I have a lot of people in my immediate life to save. I'm not trying to save the world. I'm trying to save one person at a time that's
Right.
very close to me.
Well, absolutely. You start from yourself, as a matter of fact, and then you spread your tentacles, and
Sure.
then you try to bring them others into the fold
My hands
and
are
tell
full.
them.
They're
Right.
full.
So again, when we talk about women, again, we are not focusing on the overall development of the personality of a person as such. So again, health plays a very dominant role. If a woman is healthy, a mother is healthy, she can then be a better person at home. Her output will increase. She'll
Yes.
not be stressed out. So when it comes to health, what guidelines would you try to tell us today from your experience as a host also of your program? So what should be kept in mind?
Well, you're asking me as I have a cold right now. For me, the stress of putting on this event is substantial. I want it to be an amazing event for all the women that attend.
Right.
I have lots of competition this year because this weekend there are many wellness events that I usually attend. There are Billy Graham's foundation is in town. There's lots of things going on, but I have to just believe that my event's going to be the best it can be. And so
Right.
my health is worn down, but what I need to do first and foremost is just rest. And at one
Right.
point last night, I knew that I had to just close my computer and get a big glass of water and go into bed, and rest is super important. And I try to make sure that my kids get lots of rest.
Right.
And I believe in eating junk food once in a while, but the foundations of their breakfast are very important,
Right.
and what they eat at lunchtime is very important, and lots of rest. And it's, we're busy and it's hard to live by those things. Do you know what I
Right.
do? I have a company called Chef's Plate that delivers boxes of food to me twice a week, and all the ingredients are cut up, and I just have my children prepare it, and that's another way of just eating healthy.
Right. And thirdly, another thing what needs to be kept in mind is that your mind needs to be positive.
Yes.
And for that, what would be your recommendations? Reading, listening, what kind of music, what kind of books which can help a woman?
I think that we as human beings always have a lot of self-doubt.
Right.
And I encourage people to not isolate themselves, but to join a group, or join a women's group, or join a church group, or your local temple. Being social is the biggest, most best thing you could do for yourself.
Right.
And I think it's the best sort of therapy. And also having somebody by your side, whether it be a spouse or a best friend, who you can talk to. But I think that being out and being active in your community is very important. It's when we isolate ourselves that things get dark for people.
Right.
So yeah, just being out and being part of your community.
So starting from home and being social, going
Yes.
outward, and then bringing all that knowledge or information or wisdom
Yes.
to your home and implementing it as role models for your children.
Doing the best we can do.
Wonderful. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਟੈਮੀ ਲੈਨ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਔਰਤ ਦੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂਗੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਰੋਲ ਪਲੇ ਕਰਦੀ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਮਦਰ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਵਾਈਫ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਸਮਾਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਉਸਨੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ ਹੋਣਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਫੇਥ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਗਰਾਊਂਡਿੰਗ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵਿਤ ਹੋਏ ਫੇਥ ਤੋਂ ਹਾਲ ਹੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ ਆਯੋਜਨ ਵੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਮਾਡਰਨ ਔਮਨ ਆਫ ਫੇਥ 4 ਮਾਰਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਧਰਮਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੰਪਾਵਰਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਛੋਟੇ ਸਨ ਮਾਂ-ਬਾਪ ਤੋਂ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੇਰਿਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏ ਕੋਈ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਸੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੋਲ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਨ ਉਹ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚਰਚ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਬਲਕਿ ਮਾਂ-ਪਿਓ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵਿਤ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਚਰਚ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਹੋਣਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਿਰਫ ਆਪਣੇ ਤੱਕ ਸੀਮਤ ਨਾ ਰਹੀਏ ਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵ ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਐਜ਼ ਰੋਲ ਮਾਡਲਸ ਅੱਗੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ ਅੱਜ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਰੋਲ ਮਾਡਲਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਸਪੌਂਜ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਮਾਂ-ਬਾਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਉਹ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵਿਤ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਐਜ਼ ਰੋਲ ਮਾਡਲਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਈਏ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਸਟੈਪਸ ਲੈਣੇ ਹੋਣ ਤਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਲੈਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਹਤ ਪੱਖੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਰੱਖੀਏ, ਚੰਗਾ ਖਾਣਾ ਖਾਈਏ, ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਰਹੀਏ ਅਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੁਝ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਟ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰੀਏ।